Hello, hi everyone. Today in this class we will continue the day 3 macros class. If anyone is watching the macros class for the first time, I recommend you guys to watch day 1 and day 2 first and then come to the day 3 class. Okay. So in this class today we will discuss about macros functions and arithmetic expressions and their practical applications using SAS macros functions. Okay, already we have seen what is macro programming, how what are the components of macro code and how to create macro variables, and we have seen about what are positional parameters, keyword parameters, and conditional macro programming. Okay, and today we will see about SAS macro functions. Okay, so let's see one by one. Okay, see, so for example here I am creating a macro variable by using percent let. Okay, so let's give percent let, and I'm creating a variable called x equal to 20, and I'm creating another variable called percent let y equal to, let's give like 5. Okay, so I'm also creating another variable called percent let z equal to. Okay, so here in this what I am gonna give is I'm gonna take ampersand x asterisk ampersand y. Okay, now let's check what is the value that will be stored in this z value. Before that, let's create macro for these three variables. Okay, now I have created macro variables. Now I want to check what is the value that will be stored in this z value. Okay, so for that percent put. Why we use this percent put? If we want to write any text or macro variable information to the SAS log, then we will use this percent put. Okay, now I want to write the macro variable value of z, right? So I'm calling z here, so use ampersand z. Okay, let's execute this. Now what is the value that will be stored in my SAS log? So 20 into 500. Let's check it. No, it didn't do calculation. It just stored 20 into 5. In the place of x it stored 20, and in the place of y it replaced it with 5 value, but it didn't do calculations. Why? Because by default in macros the macro variable contains only text variables. That means everything will be stored in the form of character values. Okay, if we want to do any calculations, that in that case we have to use a function called percent eval. Okay, without that function we won't be able to do any arithmetic or logical operations or any calculations. So to perform any calculations, let's use percent eval. Okay, eval function, percent eval of. Okay, now create a macro and let's check the z value now. Now my z value has to be 20 into 5 is what? 100, right? See, now I got 100 as my z value. So we use this percent eval function to perform any calculations. Okay, see, for example, now I have 20.34 and here I have 5.21. So can I do calculations for this as well, for the decimal values also? No. What it is showing, a character operand was found in the percent eval function. So we can do calculations by using percent eval when it is having the decimal values. So for if I have decimal values, in that case I need to use sys eval f function. So what this sys eval f function will do is evaluates arithmetic and logical expressions using floating point arithmetic. Okay, let's use this sys eval f. Okay, now I will be able to do calculations for this decimal values. Let's create a macro with this. Okay, let's check the value that is stored in this z. See, it gave me 105.9714. See, now here I am taking %let x equal to, let's take it as 10, okay, and I want to take %let another variable y equal to, let's create something like r, okay, ampersand x, and then I want to give semicolon and Chandana, okay. So now this is my value. Okay, now I want to check what is the value that will be stored in this y value. Okay, like earlier, will it substitute this 10 value in this x value, ampersand x value? First, let's create a macro with this. So what it is saying, statement is not valid or it is used out of proper order, because I have separated this my value with a semicolon. In the, what is the normal meaning of the semicolon in the SAS? It is used to terminate the statement or to end the SAS program, right? So that's why it is not creating a macro variable. So to remove or to mask the special characters, we have a function called %str. Okay, see, %str. What this %str will do is, this function removes the normal meaning of the special characters. Okay, special characters or logical operators, and also it preserves leading and the trailing blank spaces of the string. Okay, but it do not mask or remove the macro signs like ampersand and %. Okay, see, now let's execute it. Now it will create a macro variable. Okay, now let's check what is the value that is stored in the y variable. Okay, %put ampersand y. Let's execute it. See, now it removed the actual meaning of this semicolon. Now it just stored like how I have given it. Okay, so this %str function is used to remove the normal meaning of the special characters. Okay, we have another function called, see, for example, now I want to mask this, remove the normal meaning of this macro signs also, like ampersand and % also. Okay, see, instead of printing my result like this R10 semicolon Chandana, I just want to print this, only this complete value. I don't want to substitute this x value with this ampersand x. So to mask or remove that macro signs, we use a function called NRSTR. Okay, so what this NRSTR will do, it removes all the special characters normal meaning, including with the macro signs. Okay, NRSTR, let's give it and execute it. Now it will print whatever the values that I have given. Okay, whatever the value that I have given in the parenthesis. Okay, let's execute it. Now check the y value. See, now ampersand x got printed just like that instead of replacing it with the x value. Okay, the next one is, see, for example, let's take another example, %let. Okay, and r equal to, I want to give Chandana. Okay, and now what I want to do is, I want to give %xy equal to ampersand d, ampersand r. Okay, Now I want to check percent let. Okay, now I want to check what is the value that is stored in the xy. Okay, but we all know that Chandana will be got stored in this xy, but I want all these values to be converted to the uppercase letters. Okay, how can I do that? Percent upcase. Okay, we use this percent upcase function to convert character data to the uppercase values. Okay, now let's create a macro. See, now I have created a macro. Now let's check percent put equal to percent put ampersand xy. Okay, so now my values that stored in xy will be uppercase letters of Chandana, right? Let's check it. See, now it converted to uppercase letters. Okay, by using this upcase, percent upcase, we will be able to convert lowercase letters to the uppercase letters. Okay, so the next function is scan function. Okay, um, let's take Chandana, Roy, Rasa, Madugu. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to scan for the second value and I want to print that second value only. Instead of printing my full name, I want to scan and print only the second value from my name. How can I do that? By using scan function we can do that, right? In the normal SAS function. So let's take scan. Okay, so what this scan function will do, search for a word that is specified by its position in a string. Okay, so it searches for a word which is specified by its position in a string. Okay, let's see. So here I have taken ampersand r and comma 2. That is the second position, right? If I want to print the second position value, then here I have to specify second. If I want the third value, then let's give third value. Okay, let's execute and create a macro. Now let's check what value will be stored in the xy. See, now I got Roy instead of my full name. Now I want only the third word from this given string. Okay, see, let's execute it. Now it will print Rasa Madugu. See, let's execute this. See, now it printed Rasa Madugu. Okay, like this we can scan for the word that we wanted. Let's check. See, we have seen percent eval, percent sys function, percent s for. Okay, let's see the next one. Okay, the next one is length function. Okay, by giving length function we will be able to know the length of the word. See, for example, here let's take, instead of scan, let's copy this. See, now instead of scan I want to give length. Okay, what this percent length will do, returns the length of the string. Okay, now here I am taking percent length of which variable, ampersand r, right? Percent r. Let's create a macro first, and now let's check what is the value that is stored in this xy. See, what is my xy length? 23 is my xy length. Okay, see, for example, let's remove this two words and now let's check the length. Okay, let's check it. See, now my length is 8. Okay, like this we can check for the length of the string by using this %length function. Okay, the next one is the sys function. Okay, there are some functions which we cannot use directly in the macros program. Okay, see, for example, I want to count the word. Okay, by using count function. See, let's take this. Now I want to count how many words are present in this given string. Okay, how many words are present here? 1, 2, 3 words are present in this given string, right? So for that, in the normal SAS procedure, what is the function that we use? Count W, right? See, if I use %count W, will it count? It won't count the how many values in this R variable, because let's check it first. See, apparent invocation of macro count W not resolved. That means we won't be able to know number of words by using this count W function in the SAS macros, because this type of functions, by using this type of function we cannot use it directly in the macro program. Okay, so to enable these function like count W, we have to make use of a macro called sys function. Okay, so here let's use ampersand sys function. Okay, what this ampersand sys function will do? Execute SAS functions or user return functions. So to make it work, I have to use this sys function. Now it will count. Let's check it. Okay, now it should give me an answer 3, because I have 3 words there. See, now it gave me 3 because I have 3 words there. What if I have another word, Ravi? Okay, let's create a macro. Now it will give me 4 as my answer. See, now I got 4 as my answer. So to make count W to work, we have to use this sys function. See, by using the %put statement, we can display the values of system defined macro functions. Okay, the macro variables are created automatically when the SAS is started. So those type of system defined macro variables we can able to print by using this %put. Okay, so let's go on. See, now I want to print what are the automatic variables that are present. Okay, %put underscore automatic underscore. Okay, let's execute this. Now it will print what are all the automatic variables that are present in the system. See, these are all the system defined automatic variables which are present automatically when the SAS is started. Okay, see here, the first column, here I have the first column, right? It indicates the type of macro variable, which is the automatic macro variable, and the second column indicates the name of the macro value. Okay, macro variable AFDSID is the name of the, or else AFLIB, AFS name. So all these are the second column is the macro variable name. Okay, and this third column is nothing but the value of the macro value that is stored in this macro variable. Okay, so the next one is person put underscore user underscore. Now it will print what are all the user created macro variables. See, these are the variables that we have created, right? I have created x variable, I have created xy, okay, and I have created this value. Okay, these are all the user created macro variables. Okay, now we have created all these variables, right? To know the user created macro variables, we can use this person put underscore user underscore. Okay, we have another option called another function person put, okay, underscore global underscore. By using this person put underscore global underscore, we will be able to display what are all the global macro variables that are present in the system. Okay, let's execute it. See, these are the global macro variables that are present in the system. Okay, now we have another function called person put underscore local underscore. Okay, person put underscore local underscore. Now it will displays all the local macro variables. Let's execute it. See, it didn't display any local macro variables because so far we haven't created any local macro variables in our SAS session. Okay, so like this we can display the macro variables by using all these functions. Let's take a practical example for the above functions that we have discussed so far. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to print all three data sets at a time. Okay, so instead of printing all these data sets separately, I want to print all those at a time by using a macro function. How can I print them? By using proc print statement, right? So proc print data equal to SAS help dot class run. If I give this statement, by using this program I can be able to print only one data set at a time, right? I can print both three data sets at a time, right? Let's write a macro for this first. Okay, percent macro, let's give print as my macro name. Let's take d name equal to, okay, here take in the place of SAS help dot class, let's take ampersand d name, ampersand d name. Okay, let's end this macro with person man. Okay, now I have created a macro. Let's create a macro with this first. See, now apply this macro. Percent print is my macro name here. Okay, in the parenthesis take d name equal to, okay, now I want to print SAS help dot class. Okay, let's execute this now. See, now it created a class dataset. Now for example, if I want to create cost dataset and age dataset, I need to give this statement for 3 times, right? To print all 3 datasets, I need to give this 3 times, right? Instead of giving it for 3 times, I want to give all whatever the datasets that I want to print, I want to give everything here itself, not in separate statements like this. See, my intention is I want to create all three data sets at a time. See, and cost data set. So I want all these three data sets to be printed at a time like this. It means I want SAS to read my program for 3 times. How can I do that? By using do block I can achieve that, right? Okay, let's use do block. Okay, so let's give I equal to 1. Okay, when I equal to 1, let's give do. Instead of using simple do, let's use do while. Okay, when do while, okay, I want that to be read for 3 times, right? So let's give I is less than or equal to 3. Okay, that means it reads the program for 3 times. Okay, so how can it take increment or decrement? For that I need to use I equal to I plus 1, right? Then only it will increment the I value, right? So let's give I equal to I plus 1 here. Okay, then what I want to do is, here let's give dname equal to, so dname equal to this value I need to read for 3 times, right? So dname equal to, let's use scan function here. Okay, scan of, okay, what are the three values I want to read? Class, air and cards, all these three data sets, right? Let's copy those. So I want to read all these three values. Okay, and let's give one here, one at a time. But the thing is, here I have already assigned a value for I, right? So let's take, instead of me giving every time to read the first value first, second value then, third value then, okay, so instead of me giving every time, changing the value again every time to read the first value, second value and third value, let's ask to it. Okay, anyway here I have mentioned I value, so let's take I value here. Okay, and these values are separated by which delimiter? Space, right? So mention that delimiter here in the quotation. So space is my delimiter here. Okay, instead of me giving here every time the dataset name that has to be printed, let's ask to it. Okay, let's assign a name to this. Okay, let's take dset here. Okay, here also change the name to dset, and here also change it to dset. That means data set has to be created. Okay, so as we are doing these functions in the macros, let's change all the values to macros. So let's take it here as percent let I equal to, okay, and here also percent do, percent while, okay, and then here let's take d set as the ampersand d set. Okay, because I have assigned it as a parameter here, and then here also change it to no. Okay, so now see here I value also take it as an ampersand I, and this one also ampersand I, because I have created a macro variable I equal to 1. Okay, now see this one also has to be changed to the macro variable, right? How can I do that? Percent let, okay, I equal to I plus 1. But what I have told you while telling the SAS macro functions, in the macros by default it takes all the values as the character values, right? So we can't do any calculations by using the macro values, right? So for that, which function we have to use? If I want to calculate these two values, I have to use percent eval, right? Let's use percent eval. Okay, percent eval of ampersand I plus 1, ampersand I plus 1. Okay, so now when my I value is 1, what it will do? Here ampersand I is less than or equal to 1. That satisfies the condition. So then what it will do? Dname scan of ampersand d set. Okay, for which value it will scan for? Here my value is now 1, right? So now it will scans for the first data set, and then it will print the data set and send it to the output. Then after it will come here. After coming here, what it will find? Percent let I equal to eval of ampersand I plus 1. That means 1 plus 1 is 2. Now my I value is 2. Okay, now what I need to do? I have to end the do loop, right? So for that, give percent end. Okay, now again what it will do? It will go to the do loop, and now my I value is, my new I value is 2, right? So 2 is less than or equal to 3, and then it will print the 8 data set, and then again it will come to the percent eval I plus 1. Now my I value is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, then it will print the third data set. Okay, after that it will end the loop because here the condition goes false. So like this, if I have another data set, we can mention that, and I can change this value to 4 instead of 3. Let's execute this and see. So here, before executing it, let's change it to the macro variable. This dname is a macro variable, right, that I am creating. Percent let, okay, and then change the scan also to macro scan. Okay, percent scan. Okay, let's create a macro first. Okay, now if I execute this percent print, it will print all 3 data sets at a time. See, now it created all 3 data sets at a time. Okay, but this is so this is a example that I have taken to explain you guys where we use these macro functions. Okay, so like this we can use all the macro functions wherever it is required. Macro functions and practical application of macro functions. Okay, in the next class we will see about debugging SAS macros and data interface functions. Okay, thank you all.